Welcome to a carwow drag race with a difference, because in this video we're going to be racing cars which are used as taxis. Now I'm in the new electric powered TX E-City, so these kind of cars are used by people with a Hackney carriage licence. They can pick up fares from the roadside. Next to me is a Toyota Prius, the favourite of the Uber driver. Next to that is a Ford Galaxy, which is a favourite among people who work for minicab firms such as Addison Lee. So this particular car I'm in here has an electric motor with 232 horsepower. The Prius has a 1.8 litre petrol engine which is combined with an electric motor for a total output of about 122 horsepower. The Ford Galaxy has around 150 horsepower. We're going to have a drag race. Before we do though, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to turn your notifications on. Also check us out on Instagram at carwow cars for loads of behind the scenes pictures and videos and stuff. Right then, let's do this. It's going to be weird. Come on! Electric power! No! No! I thought I was going to be off the line first! That was not good! I've got way more horsepower than the other cars. Oh no. Problem is this car's weight. It's like 2.2 tonnes. That Prius is barely 1,400 kilos. Oh no, what's that rattle? Yeah, I've maxed out at 80. Bloody outrage that was! Typical Uber driver, threatening my livelihood like that, racing ahead.
So then, what exactly happened? Well, the 2-litre diesel Galaxy crossed the line first, with a quarter-mile time of 16.7 seconds. The hybrid Prius was second, with 17.2 seconds, and the new electric taxi last, with 18.5 seconds.
Now we're going to have a rolling race from 20 miles an hour, so this test kind of would be a bit like trying to nip round a bus or a cyclist that's in your way. So let's see what happens. I'm going to count everyone in. 3, 2, 1, go! Yes, electric power picks up first and quickest, but now the Prius is pulling ahead, and I think, oh, it's quite close between me and the Galaxy, but yeah, it's going now. Very quickly though, this was first, so it would have just gone ahead of the other two and commanded its place in front of the line of traffic.
To most people, a black cab is as British as the Queen. Though just like Elizabeth Windsor, it has family ties overseas. You see, while the car is built by the London Electric Vehicle Company in Coventry, the business is actually owned by Chinese firm Geely, which also owns Volvo. That's why things like the steering wheel, switches and infotainment system are the same as in an XC90. Hopefully taxi drivers won't think it feels too foreign.
You know, some people say that black cab drivers are a little bit xenophobic. But you know, I ain't got nothing against xenon headlamps. You know, I've got a mate who's a xenon headlamp. He's alright. Wife's a bit weird though.
What you might find weird are the rules on taxis. In the UK, private hire cars and Ubers must be pre-booked, whereas black cabs don't have to be. And that brings us on to the next challenge.
We're going to have a brake test from 50 miles an hour. The idea being that someone hails a cab and we have to stop closest to them. So I'll just put my for hire on. There we go. So the cone is where the fare is. Come on! Oh, actually, not quite as good as the Prius, but better than the Galaxy, even though this weighs 2.2 tonnes. All right, darling, come on over here. Don't get in that. You don't want to be going in that. It's not legal for him to pick you up off the roadside. Come on, get in here. You'll be all right with me. That's right. Hey, how you doing, Treacle? You all right? There we go, just start your fare, put some extras on as well while I'm at it. That should do nicely, shouldn't it? There we go, and off we go. So, how's your day been, eh? Don't worry about that, I'll tell you what I've been up to. So, I had Tom Cruise in my car earlier. Yeah, short guy, big teeth, thought a lot of himself.
Now then, it's time to move on to what really matters for taxis, what they are like to travel in.
This TX has been purpose built to carry fare paying passengers. So you've got things like these grab handles to make it easy to get in and out. There's some climate controls here. There's a button I can press there for an intercom to speak to the driver. Hello, driver. There's no driver today. Also, you have an easy pay system there, so you can just get your card out and contactless to pay your fare. You've also got a 3-pin socket down here so you can plug in your laptop and maybe work. There's a sunroof there and it's got a special tint on it so you don't get too hot here in the back. And finally, the car has been specifically built to be able to carry someone in the back while they're wearing a top hat.
But how will the Ford fare when it comes to this very important taxiing attribute?
Here in the middle row of the Galaxy, there is plenty of hat room. But what about in the very back? If all passengers want to wear their top hats. So let's have a look. Let's see. Well, shorter people may be able to get away with it. But yes, it's not ideal.
But how should a gentleman cope should he end up in the back of the Toyota?
You can actually get the Prius with a hard-wearing interior for the rear, which is easier to wipe clean if someone soils it. So that's pretty handy for taxiing. But what about the top hat test? I'd say not so much, sir.
And what about if there's a bunch of you? Well, the Prius can only take 4 passengers and it will be pretty cramped. The Galaxy can take 6 passengers, but those in the very back may not be so happy. The electric taxi can also carry 6. However, the seating layout means there's easily enough room for everyone to get comfy.
In this next test, we're going to see which car is the best for doing a U-turn in a tight street to pick up a fare. So we're going to start off with the Galaxy. So come on then. When it gets to that cone, the driver's going to give full steering lock and we'll see where it comes round to. Not bad. That's all right. So we'll put the cone down here. This was the Galaxy's attempt. Now we're going to do it with the Prius. Same thing again. Oh, he's on full lock. That is just a bit better than the Galaxy. Almost, I'd say a metre or so. Not bad. Time though, for the taxi. Now this car is rear-wheel drive, the other two are front-wheel drive, and being rear-wheel drive does help when it comes to steering lock. And look at the amount of lock it's got. That is a massive improvement over the other two cars. You know, this car has a turning circle of 25 feet, and the reason for that is the turning circle required to do U-turn outside the Savoy Hotel.
Finally, we come to costs. The Prius starts from £25,000, while a diesel Galaxy is £30,000. However, the new electric taxi costs the same as both of the other cars added together at £55,000. So can it recoup some of this by being cheaper to run? Let's find out.
We're going to drive a course of 3 miles long and we're going to cruise along about 30-ish miles an hour like you're driving in town, occasionally stopping and starting again as you would do at lights and so on. And we're going to see how efficient these vehicles are. So this is running at the moment in pure electric mode and it's supposed to have a range on a full charge of 80 miles, but we shall see. So I'm starting off and it's 23 miles. Those guys, they're going to see what average economy they get from their cars, then we'll do some maths and see which is the cheapest. Now this car actually has a range extender, so there's a little petrol engine on board as well, 1.5. And if you need to go a little bit further than that 80 miles, that kicks in to provide electricity for the electric motor. And it can work out to about 37 miles per gallon when you're running that way. But the idea with this car is that you can just, well, charge it at night or at a fast charge when you're having lunch and just carry on doing your job pretty much on electric power alone. Because 80 miles, trying to do that in London will probably take you about 15 days, driving like a proper taxi driver, smooth, steady, to save money. Uber drivers though, often quite jerky, make you feel a bit sick. One last stop I think. Of course when I'm braking, I benefit from regeneration, as does the Prius. It recoups that lost energy and puts it into its battery, and that's why it gets such good economy. No such help there with the Ford Galaxy, it's just a diesel engine.
As with pretty much every taxi I've ever been in, during this test all the cars had their air conditioning switched off to maximise efficiency.
Oh, sweating! Tell you what, being a taxi driver is right old graft, isn't it? Right old graft. People think we just sat down all day, but no, we're not. We're exercising our mouths, talking incessantly.
Anyway, enough of the unnecessary taxi driver stereotyping. What are the scores on the doors?
Started off on 23 miles of range remaining. Now I've got 21, so went down by 2 miles of range, even though we've done 3 miles, which is pretty blooming good. Let's find out what these guys did. So what economy did you get out of the Prius?
The Prius managed just over 80 mpg.
Oh my God, that's really good. So then what did the Galaxy get?
The Galaxy recorded just over 31 miles to the gallon.
This means that to drive the 3-mile circuit, the Ford cost 58 pence in diesel, the Prius 22 pence in petrol, and the taxi just 18 pence in electricity. Overall then, the new TX E-City performs admirably in all areas required from a taxi. The only real problem is that despite being electric, the steeper fare tariffs for passengers, which are actually set by local authorities, means it's always going to be the more expensive option for you as a customer to travel in.